Hey folks, it's Kikoskia here. This is the arena screen, because it's time for me to do an arena. Arena I haven't had a huge amount of luck with in the past. I think before Goblins vs Gnomes, the highest arena run I'd ever got was maybe 4 wins. But with the Goblins vs Gnomes free arena run, I got 7 wins, which is the most I've ever got, and quite a fun arena. So I decided I'd run an arena and see how it goes. Fortunately, we have Paladin as an option, and I am going to be taking Paladin. The other options, Mage and Warrior, are quite good as well, and I actually have Warrior or Paladin as the daily today, so I'm going to pick Paladin, because all my other videos are with Paladin.
I will serve.
Great! If we're lucky, we might get Millhouse. We are not going to get Millhouse. I have never, ever had Legendary in an arena run. So let's see how it goes. In Arena, you tend not to get more constructed style decks. It's a lot more minion orientated. You can never guarantee that you're going to get anything. And the first options we have here are a Light Warden, a Gnomish Experimenter, and an Arcane Nullifier. Well, we're going to write that one off right away, because we're going to get more minions than spells, and I don't want to turn my minions into chickens. Light Warden, if I was a priest, I'd probably consider taking that, but I'm not a priest, and I'm not going to have enough access to ready healing. The Arcane Nullifier it is then. Something that's in my decks as standard. It's sort of, well, it's a slightly less attacky Sen'jin Shieldmaster that you can't get rid of as easily with spells. Okay, this one's an easy choice. Stormpike Commando, Ship's Cannon, Shielded Minibot, one of the better 2-drops in the game, yes please. Unstable Ghoul, not feeling Unstable Ghoul right now. Ironforge Rifleman, also pretty meh. It's very good for finishing off creatures with 1 health left, but I'm not going to get into that situation very often. Antique Healbot, on the other hand, quite a nice 5-drop. The heal is substantial, and can get you back into the game if you're behind, so Antique Healbot it is. Repentance? No. Booty Bay Bodyguard? It's got its merits, but the stats are the wrong way round for me. Frostwolf Warlord. Paladins will always have at least a few minions on the board, unless it's going terribly wrong, so I think Frostwolf it is. Fen Creeper. I've already got a Nullifier, so I have 1 taunt, so no. Dancing Swords? Decent card. Gives your opponent a card, though. Card draw can be difficult enough to get in an arena. I don't want to give my opponent card draw, so I think Direwolf Alpha it is. This is a tricky one. Aldor Peacekeeper is a very good card. In Arena, perhaps a little less so, because they're not going to have really high power minions, but reducing a minion to 1 attack is always a good thing. Stampeding Kodo, also a very good card. Muster for Battle is a card I've never personally played with myself. You can get some horrendous things going with Muster for Battle. Like, card price, economy-wise, it's very good. 3 1/1s and a 1/4 weapon for 3 mana, very good. But personally, I'm feeling the Aldor Peacekeeper. I don't want to get a giant in the face. And besides, it's a 3/3 for 3, so that's not bad in and on itself. So Aldor it is. Consecration. I don't think I'm going to pass up a Consecration. Explosive Sheep is funny, but I'm not a mage, so I don't have an easy way to trigger it. Consecration. Raging Worgen. Not going to have many ways to trigger that myself. No, I'm not. Youthful Brewmaster. Is there anything I want to Brewmaster back? That's the question. I could Brewmaster Antique Healbots. I could Brewmaster Aldors. But then there's the nastier version of the Ancient Brewmaster. I'm going to go with the 2-drop version, because this one I'm not so worried about putting down on an empty board at turn 2, so Youthful Brewmaster it is. Oh. Dalaran Mage I think is a nay. Holy Light, it's good for slowing down an attack, but in the end, I think it's going to have to be Noble Sacrifice. It's going to have to be Noble Sacrifice. I don't want a Dalaran Mage. Okay. Jeeves, Ancient Mage, or Holy Wrath? Oh. Oh, I don't like any of those. Ancient Mage is not a good 4-drop. At all. Jeeves is good if I can dump my hand all the time, but it's way too early for me to be able to decide that. It's way too early. It's way too early to know if I'm going to be able to dump all of my hand. It's a very good card draw later. Oh, don't get me wrong, it's fantastic card draw later, but it's also fantastic card draw for my enemy, too. Oh, it's Jeeves or Holy Wrath, and I don't see Holy Wrath getting much play, but I don't see Jeeves getting much play either. I don't have a hand I can just get rid of on a whim. It's a risk, and it's probably not the right choice, but I'm going with Holy Wrath. If I can get some really expensive cards, you can always hope for some draws there. I don't want to benefit my opponent, especially considering the fact that quite often minions will just get dumped on the board willy-nilly in Arena, so Holy Wrath. Probably a mistake, but Holy Wrath. Okay, Argent Squire. That's not a difficult choice. I don't have any Death Rattles, and I don't want a Raging Worgen, so Argent Squire it is. Ooh, how many mechs do I have? 1. Tinkertown Technician is not very decent with 1 mech. Dragonling Mechanic does in fact make a mechanical Dragonling, which is a mech, but I can't pick both of them on this board, so it's going to have to be the Piloted Shredder. You can get Millhouse out of that. Okay, Argent Protector, Razorfen Hunter, or Voodoo Doctor. I'm thinking Argent Protector here. Razorfen's a 3-drop, but I can get 3 drops later. Another Shielded Minibot, or a Guardian of Kings? Ooh, Guardian of Kings is good. I like Guardian of Kings. Frost Elemental, it'll give me some late game. Not some strong late game, but some late game. Let's go for it. Ooh, Secrets. And Spells. That's a card draw card right there. It could actually be quite useful. Avenge is also quite useful too. When one of your minions dies, give a random minion, friendly minion, +3/+2. That could turn a 1/1 Silverhand Recruit into a 4/3. Redemption doesn't get much play, you don't see many people playing it, and many opponents don't expect it. But that's because it's not that good. It's good if you use it on, say, a Sunwalker. That's really good. And then you have a 4/1 Sunwalker to get through. It's one of these two. And I'm thinking Avenge. Yes, Avenge. Okay, another Guardian of Kings. We don't need a second. I wouldn't mind a Force Tank Max, though. I have no 3-drops. We can deal with that. Another Guardian of Kings or a Force Tank Max? A Force Tank Max it is. We have Heal. This is just a nice beefy minion to play on turn 8. Another Consecration. Not going to say no to that. Okay! Argent Commander. That's a good card. Divine Favour is card draw, and the Wild Pyromancer I don't have enough spells. Argent Commander. Venture Co, another Argent Squire, or Humility. Venture Co's nice. He's a big body on the board, quite cheap. And I have a fair few cheap minions, so I would still be able to play things. I'm going Venture Co. Ah. Another Muster for Battle. A Stampeding Kodo or a Defender of Argus. I'm actually going to go Muster for Battle this time, as it's not as hard a choice. I do want things to play on turn 3. Muster for Battle isn't terrible. A weapon, some easily disposable minions. These cards are really good too. Like Defender of Argus is really good. Defender of Argus is really good though. It is. I think it's a bit too good. I can't pass it up. Okay, now we're getting to the point where I'm getting no 3-drops. Hammer of Wrath or a Mogashan Warden. I think... or Blessing of Kings. But I think Hammer of Wrath for card draw. 3 drops. That is an awful 3-drop. Oh, that's awful. That's really bad. But I don't have any other 3-drops. I do need things to play on turn 3. I have a fair few things to play on turn 2, but I want 3-drops. Salty Dog is not great. Not in this arena. Neither's Voodoo Dogs. Gnomragon it is, I think. Ooh. Oh. That's not a good 3-drop either. But Dragonling Mechanic I will take. Best of the lot there. An Acolyte of Pain. Or another Shielded Minibot. Well, that's a nice card, but I'm not going to be able to damage it enough. A Mad Scientist is actually something I would consider at this point, because I have 2 secrets. But I think another Shielded Minibot. I am, by the way, a Blood Knight's greatest dream. I have so many Shielded Minibots and things with Divine Shield. I think Nightblade at this point. I could get another Antique Heal bot. Why aren't I getting another Antique Heal bot? Because I already have an Antique Heal bot. And I already have a Guardian of Kings. Something with damage would be nice. 4-4. I'm gonna go Nightblade. Okay, now I'm picking the Raging Worgen. You give me the choice of Wisp and Holy Light, Raging Worgen it is. Ooh. Worgen Infiltrator, Blessing of Wisdom, or Seal of Light. Worgen Infiltrator I quite like, actually. I quite like Worgen Infiltrator. We have a lot of 1-drops. We have a lot of 1-drops. But Blessing... yeah, let's go for it. Okay. You're not going to give me any decent 3-drops, are you? Ogre Magi, Haunted Creeper, or Flying Machine. We're going to go Ogre Magi here. Okay, Raid Leader. I could take a Raid Leader. I don't have enough weapons for a Spiteful Smith. A Spiteful Smith, I was going to say there. Terrible. But, that's not one of those. That's a Spiteful Smith. I don't even know what a Spiteful Smith is, so... Raid Leader. Not a good 3-drop. Not good at all. Do I want to take it because it's a 3-drop? No. No, I don't. There are better choices out there. Spiteful Smith is actually good regardless. My last choice is... Illuminator might actually get picked here. Especially with Avenge and Noble Sacrifice, Illuminator is not a terrible choice. If anything, it's a 2-4 for 3. That is a terrible card for me to have. Illuminator it is. Oh, I do not like the look of this. I have 2 Consecrates, which is decent, and I have Guardian of Kings and Force Tank Max, but... oh, I could have probably made some better choices. Gnomragon Infantry hurt, but I needed some 3-drops. My 3-drops are... apart from the Aldor Peacekeeper, my 3-drops are odd. Okay. I suppose we shall take it into the actual arena in a moment. So give me a moment just to check how this went and in the recording, and we'll go straight in.